on the first road to Old Trafford? Warrington or Leeds? Steve Ganson's emerged from the dressing rooms. It looks like he's got a communication problem. Tony Smith was certainly communicating, Steve-O, with his charges at half-time.
He certainly didn't look too happy, did he? And I'm not surprised, really, because I think there were moments there when they just kept keeping it alive, but when they really needed field position.
12-6, Warrington lead. Not a winning lead, Phil, is it?
It isn't, no, and I guess they're a bit of a more nervous side, although they have a 6-point advantage. You know, they crashed out of the playoffs here last year when they lost to Huddersfield. It was such a disappointing end to the season that I never envisaged that it would happen again here tonight. At the moment, you'd have to say Warrington haven't been at the best. We've seen them play better. Perhaps, Eddie, and we discussed this 2 weeks ago, winning 47-0 in the playoffs, perhaps that was your best performance. Maybe you've not got it again 2 weeks later.
Well, we'll see. The Warrington fans hoping, of course, that they will make it. They've won their last 11 games. Just one defeat since June. Wigan in the Challenge Cup quarter-final here. But the Leeds Rhinos, well, they've lost their last 3 against Warrington. 42-6 at Headingley in May. Warrington's biggest win at Headingley for 25 years, that. 40-24 here in March, and 13 months ago Leeds lost the Challenge Cup final to Warrington by 30 points to 6. So the last 3 have gone against Brian McDermott's men, and to some tune as well. Well, looks like Steve Ganson's wired for sound. And goodness for that. And of course he has to talk to the touch judges. The touch judges have to talk to him, and then he has to talk upstairs to the man in the box, the video referee, to make his decisions. So he needs to be in tune, and he is, and we are, and here we go. 40 minutes that will decide who gets to Old Trafford. Where's your money?
I think I'd have to say Warrington at the moment, because they went through a nervous period, but they came up with the goods when they needed it. Only 2 mistakes by the Leeds defence throughout that first 40, but they paid with 2 tries as well. And I think that Leeds perhaps will be happy with the kick-off, but can they contain the rampaging Warrington? It's not going to be easy for them. They're cock-a-hoop. It's only a 12-6 lead, but it could be sufficient.
If it gets to 60 minutes, Eddie, still with this score, I'd fancy the Leeds side to win.
Oh, and here's a chance for Ryan Hall on an intercept. Has he got the legs on Breers? Yes, he has. And what a start to the second half for Leeds. Ryan Hall with the interception try. Just what they wanted. And Ryan Hall just picked that out of the air. Warrington desperately trying to keep the ball alive. And Hall just waited and waited, and the ball found him. And Ryan Hall, well, that's his first try in the playoffs this year. 5 tries in 8 previous matches at this level, including one in the grand final 2008. This one is priceless.
When you test your arm, you say, let's keep it away, and they wanted to just completely eliminate this Leeds outfit. But the big fella Ryan Hall put himself in a superb position. We mentioned it several times in that first half, that ability for Warrington to keep it alive. Yes, it can prove positive, but on this occasion, it is a very big negative.
I know that Steve McNamara, the England coach, is watching in the crowd here tonight, as you would expect. Ryan Hall has just notched his 30th try of the campaign. For the 3rd year in a row, he has hit 30 tries in a season in all competitions. And Kevin Sinfield has added the extras. It's 12 all, and it's game on.
For a split second, Ryan Hall was in a very, very lonely place out there in that left wing. Warrington shifting the ball, as they've done all season, and so dangerous. Chris Bridge and Joel Monaghan on the outside. Ryan Hall's got to make a decision. He made the correct one on that occasion. Lee Breers didn't have the pace to stop him touching the ball down. Ryan Hall, he got exposed as a winger at times, but he's got to make the right decision there and got 4 points for his side.
12 all. If it stays like this at the end of 80 minutes, we're into golden point extra time. Leeds got to Wembley courtesy of that route. Are they going to get to Old Trafford courtesy of that route in 2011? We have never had a playoff match yet go to golden point. Is tonight the night?
Long way to go, no, Eddie, with so much talent out on display there. you really couldn't say that it'll keep at this scoreline.
And that's a problem for Brett Hodgson and the Warrington Wolves. He's still in his kit, but with all that ice on the ankle and with crutches, you would not think that Brett Hodgson will be coming back tonight. And he might miss the grand final if they get there. It goes high off Sinfield, who was given an eternity to make his choice. Well claimed, Riley. Here comes the response.
Super take from the little winger. Now playing in the full-back position, of course. But I'm with you. You know, the Warrington defence, they laid off Kevin Sinfield. He could have made a cup of tea and still got that kick away.
Well, you're right, Steve. He's had about 15 minutes to pull that ball up in the air. A lot of pressure. It gave time for chasers to come and put pressure on Chris Riley. He was outstanding underneath the high ball on that occasion and made yards after his catch.
The great teams need leaders, and I think that the fact that Hodgson's off the field is one of the reasons why Maul is now back on Eddie, to make a difference in the middle and lead his side forward.
Griggs' kick all down the sideline, and that finds the right side of the corner post. There's no doubt about that, but it's head and feed to Leeds.
Well, at long last, they're using their brains. Just push it through. Calm it down. They've had the shock. OK, it wasn't an intercept. Ryan Hall races away. Just get that field position.
This Leeds Rhinos season has come alive since about the 16th, 17th minute of the Wembley Challenge Cup final. They lost there, but then they bossed the match. They were unlucky to lose it as well. And since then, they have had all eyes on Old Trafford, and there was a fumble there on the deck. And that's a steal. That should have been a penalty.
Yeah, definitely hands in there.
But Ablett didn't really quite lose it, to be fair. So down to Rod.
Thanks, Eddie. Yeah, well, Tony Smith, as we saw, very animated in the Warrington changing room, and rightly so, because not going according to the script at the moment for the Warrington Wolves as they concede another penalty. He knows what's at stake here. It's the injuries that are causing the problem. We've seen Brett Hodgson here. Well, massive odds against him coming back. Chris Bridge had bang on the head in the first half as well. But remember, Chris Riley did play very well at fullback against Wigan in that big win a few weeks ago. Brian McDermott and the Leeds Rhinos hugely encouraged by that first half, and no doubt by the start to the second, and just wants to say, well, stop turning the ball over in our own half and our own red zone, because they did knock on and throw some forward passes too near to their own line for the Leeds coaches liking in the first half.
This is Wella Haraki being dragged back to the 40-metre line by three defenders. Morley, who gave away the penalty for the flop, one of them.
And it was poor play by the experienced Morley. A skipper should have a lot more brains than that. It's given Leeds a good field position now.
Here's Sinfield again, as little gaps opened up for him. Got the ball away, it went behind everybody. Burrow picks up the pieces. Almost buried by Ben Westwood. Badiris gets it away to Maguire. Dummy, and wide to Ryan Hall, forward.
Big call. It was a good effort, wasn't it? Missing out two men.
A little nod of the head. Has he agreed with the call? Yes.
Yeah. You can see it drifting. You can see also the position of his hands
and you
as
can
it
see
left
the position
him.
of the touch judge.
Yeah.
Well, the officials got the decision right on that occasion, but Leeds can take a bit out of that. Danny Maguire finds the right pass. He has a man overlap on the outside. That's what you're trying to create. Just short of the right pass or a legal pass, but credit to Leeds on that occasion. Belief's massive in sport, and sometimes supporters are the ones who actually provide that. If you listen in this crowd at the moment, there's only one set of supporters singing, believing that their team are going to make the grand final, and it's the ones who've come from Leeds.
Well, we really are in grand final territory, aren't we? We have a day of grand finals for you Sunday. The NRL, first of all, Manly against New Zealand Warriors, 7 o'clock HD2, live from Australia. And then we have the Championship's big day. Championship 1 working to Keighley, 125 on 3. And that's followed by Featherstone Sheffield, and it's in the same place. Those two live. We'll be back here at Warrington for those.
Warrington losing their shape slightly. You can see there was desperation passing. He's the man, though, Michael Monaghan, to keep them cool. Breers with the kick.
Great kick too, and Myler's after this. He's offside. He's offside there.
Would you take the two? I would.
I'd tap it quickly. There's nobody out here.
Got to wait for the referee's whistle. Now they have. They find Myler. Myler goes wide to Matt King. Big opportunity for Matt King. Try for Matt King.
and all the hard work in the gymnasium to build up on that upper body strength. They got a wicked bounce, didn't they? You can see there Sinfield. Ben Jones-Bishop definitely offside. I posed the question, would they go for the two? No, Monaghan says let's quick tap. What a sensational two passes. But what a finish. They had the numbers. They really should have squeezed him over that line. See what it's all about, spins around. That is sheer strength. 3-on-1. He says, I'm going to get the 4.
How on earth did he manage to keep in the field of play and shrug away from those 3 tacklers? But he did.
But
this
what about,
is a big kick.
What about the 2 magnificent long passes? First from Michael Monaghan, and then Richard Myler found it out. Absolutely superb.
And Phil Clark spotted the weakness on Warrington's Leeds' side. What a kick from Bridge! What a kick from Bridge! 18-12 Warrington. Phil, do you fancy being a coach?
I don't know, I'd much prefer the safety of sitting in here, but keep my sanity. I'll tell you what I think created this try, though, was the kick from Lee Briers. That was the reason, because it bounced between 3 players. Nobody was quite sure when that high kick went up whose responsibility it was, and nobody in the lead side actually got to it first. It gave them the opportunity, brilliant vision from players like Myler and Monaghan to get the ball to King.
And I'm glad to know that we keep you sane up here. I don't know whether, well, at least 2 of us keep you sane. One of us drives us all mad.
Yeah. I wouldn't take that, Brian.
18-12. What a kick from Bridge.
Well, you can see the difference in this Warrington outfit now. They looked a little bit down and out when they conceded that try, the intercept from Hall. But they're looking cock-a-hoop now. And all of a sudden, Briers has just come back into the game very, very quickly. Been anonymous for quite some time.
Up goes the kick again. This time, Webb is underneath it. Oh, then he gets it away to Ben Jones-Bishop. He nearly went through the hole. Good tackle by Atkins, Sinfield. Webb again, showed it to Maguire, gave it to Hardaker.
They got to roll the sleeves up, Eddie. Quick runs, play the ball quickly, and get this Warrington team going backwards.
Delaney wants to get up and play it, which he does, finds Badiris. Here's Burrow. Burrow fires the pass back to Webb. Oh, that's forward and wide and awful. He knows it too.
Oh, yeah, and he knows how dejected his fellow teammates will be with that.
How do they respond, though? How will they respond to what they've just done? So many of the heads dropped. It might be momentarily, but the match here could go if they don't switch on now.
2 tries in the winners' hole last Friday. Played his against Huddersfield rather last Friday. Played his full part, but that might be deemed to be a life-changing error. We'll see.
Well, I get the impression they'll just trundle it with the forwards and then maybe put the high kick up yet again, apply that pressure.
King goes down, tackle number 2, 31 metres away from the Leeds line. Monaghan, Anderson, good run that. Peacock and Delaney standing their ground. Monaghan again, Myler. Got a stack of players out down that side. Briers is one of them. Just couldn't get the pass away. Badiris on him in a flash.
Briers were looking for the second phase, but there's none forthcoming.
This now is Morley. Morley gets the ball away to Myler. Here is Anderson. King's waiting out wide. Anderson going up the middle. Hardaker hanging on with Sinfield for all they're worth. That's the last 10 metres away. Monaghan to Myler. Here comes Briers. It goes out high. Tester here for Ryan Hall. Claimed again by Ryan Hall. Did it in the first half, has done it again.
That is brilliant play again from Ryan Hall. He's jumping against one of the best men in the Super League to take a high ball in Joel Monaghan. And again, Ryan Hall rises up higher than them all and comes down with the ball. But be on your guard, Leeds. Warrington are starting to click. Warrington has started to find the form that have got them to the top of the table this season.
I think there was a collision between Maguire and Sinfield, and Maguire's not very healthy.
Certainly took a knock. He's limping out here onto the right-hand side. Oh, ruthless.
Whoa, Westwood inevitably on Peacock. Badeiras with the kick will find touch. It's a good kick. It just will relieve the pressure a bit on Leeds. Give them a minute or two to get a bit of breath into those lungs.
I must say the two hookers tonight have been outstanding. Monaghan and Badeiras. Kicking game, going early. A lot of times Monaghan on the third. Badeiras knows he just got to give his side a little bit of a breather. Try to get their defence sorted out, try to force the error.
Well, you picked them out at the start of the match, Monaghan and Badeiras. You thought that would be the key battle?
And I think it has been. It's as simple as that. They really have been superb.
One, move. Good, mate. Hold.
King will play the ball to Monaghan. Morley will take it forward. Monaghan again. Westwood. Good work from Badeiras again.
Hold. Go.
Monaghan, Grix, and Cooper just got his hands free, managed to hang on to it.
Go.
Monaghan from inside the 40, gets the kick away, but Ryan Hall's underneath it. And phone number for the grand final next week, 08 444 777 113. That's the information line number. I can tell you that the Rugby Football League open for business in the morning and all the way through next week, and of course one of these teams will have a big job of selling all their tickets next week as well. Biggest night of the year, and they're both desperate to get there.
Eddie, this is ferocious. Some of these runs and some of this tackling is absolutely as good as we've seen this season. 54 minutes into the game, they're not letting up either side.
Maguire seems to be fully recovered from that collision, gets it away to Jamie Jones-Buchanan, who in turn gets it away, but I think it's roofed on by Breers.
Good work by the standoff there. Oh, it looks like Breers has picked up a bit of a knock as well. He put his body on the line.
Don't think he was too impressed with the attention he was receiving from Kevin Sinfield, actually.
That's a little play that won't get much credit, but what Lee Breers did there, the urgency he showed to get to the ball, they're the little things that can win you a game.
Never been to Old Trafford.
That looked a high shot there.
Warrington have never been to Old Trafford. They're so close. John Clark's on. Last tackle here for Warrington.
Surely plenty of height.
It's with Breers. No, he's drifted it through. He's turned Brent Webb around. It was a kindly bounce for Webb, to be fair. Myler does well.
Boy, that lifts it side. When you can see your little scrum half.
Clark's added a bit.
Come up with a tackle like that and it's sensational. And Bridge, coat to daddy, crunch time. Barrow would have felt that. Oh, that was a swinging arm.
Does this look to you, Brian, like the set that brought the Camels back here for Leeds? They just seem to have run out of energy on this last 30 seconds.
Well, I'll tell you now, once they get this kick away, a good kick at the end of a set, Phil, can change everything.
It's with Burrow, and it isn't a bad kick either, but Riley has funneled back.
The chase is still good, Eddie.
Good position, though, by Riley.
A good chase, though, from Leeds, as you can see.
Well, if you can get the ball, run back and get anywhere near the 30-metre line, you know you've got a good position.
It's now up to the big men in defence to keep Warrington at bay. King, inside Hardacre. Carrying on here without Hodgson. Monaghan, little dummy to Myler, took the fourth tackle.
They're building the pressure now, Warrington.
Carvel. Great run from Carvel. Tremendous run from Carvel.
He's had a magnificent season, got through a lot of hard work.
Last 1-0 here for Warrington. Breers flipped it over the top. Well watched by Brent Webb. Now, can he return it with interest? Yes, he can.
Great play from the fullback again. It's great play. You can do that, you help out your teammates, you get them on the front foot.
Sinfield plays the ball. It's Burrow. And Burrow's away, and he's got Maguire with him. Gives it to Maguire. Has Maguire got the legs? Atkins is after him. Atkins misses him. Burrow, he gets the ball away, though does Maguire to Ryan Hall. It's a second try for Leeds. A fantastic try. An absolutely fantastic Leeds Rhinos try. Burrow, oh, well, I don't know whether Ben Westwood's applauding the try. You wouldn't blame him if he was, because that was rugby league out of the top draw. Burrow with the break, Maguire with the support, the pass found at Ryan Hall, and Hall had the power and the strength to do the rest. They're not finished yet, Leeds Rhinos. They are not finished.
Unbelievable try. And the little fella, super sub, they start to call him now. A lot of people criticising Brian McDermott not starting with this guy. But the old-fashioned combination of Burrow and Maguire, and look how cool he kept himself. Ryan Atkins tracked him down. It looks as though he'd saved the day on Danny Maguire. The pass was superb. Look how Maguire knows that he's going to be tracked down. And the handoff and the offload is delightful.
Hall, the scorer, the credit, the little fellow Burrow, and the support act, Danny Maguire. Now then, Sinfield. Bridge kicked a belter a few moments ago. Can Sinfield do it again? Yes, he can. 18 across the board.
How often in Super League Eddie have we heard the names Burrow and Maguire? Rob Burrow's actually run back behind the ruck. He's got the ball on the left-hand side, gone all the way to the back of the ruck and picked up some lazy defenders, and his old partner in crime, Danny Maguire, backs him up on the outside. He would have had the speed to finish this in times gone by, but watch the skill to get the ball out to the man who needed to have it in his hands, Ryan Hall. That is brilliant rugby league.
Outstanding. Absolutely outstanding. And Leeds have got a spring in their step. But look at that from Warrington in defence. Oh, he gets the ball away to Medeiros. How did he get that away?
Well, Leeds fans behind the sticks thought that was a little bit high. Oh, this has been cruel, some of the defence.
Well, we've got this tonight. We've got Saints Wigan tomorrow, and whoever gets to Old Trafford, they might have to turn up in an ambulance because it's unbelievable.
I said on Wednesday, Eddie, on Boots and all, that if the scores will level after 60 minutes,
Yes, you do.
I think Leeds will win the match. We'll get to see whether I'm right or not here now in 20 minutes' time, but because I think their experience in these big game situations will be the difference. Still, you've got to play what's in front of you, and Brent Webb's doing it.
Webb's away. Burrow's with him, and Burrow's going in for the Rhinos. Burrow's for Leeds. They've come here to the league leaders. They've come here to the red-hot favourites, and they have taken the lead with 20 minutes to go. Rob Burrow.
We said, Eddie, they wouldn't go away, the Rhinos. And when King went in for that try at 18-12, you just started to think to yourself, is the fact that they had to play last week, would it burn out their energy? No, that is a question that has been answered, because Rob Burrow got it through. Hall's try, and then the little fella gets a pass. And Webb, what about the step? Absolutely sensational positional play by Burrows. It does not come better than this. And the guy that spent most of the season, or latter part of the season, with his backside on the bench, has revitalised this Rhinos outfit. And Brent Webb, cool as a cucumber. And Burrow, sensational.
And Sinfield from bang in front doesn't miss those. Leeds have a 6-point advantage. Rob Burrow's last playoff try, 2007, in a 36-6 home win against Wigan. Watch this and enjoy it all again. Not if you're a Warrington fan, of course.
Positional play, just outstanding. Like any hooker, any halfback should do. Involved. Breers, this is not over yet. We have got to do it. Get back into it. And I tell you what, you wouldn't bet against them doing exactly that.
Well, we've got 18 minutes left, Steve-O. But Up to this point, this Leeds side are doing the coaches proud, they're doing themselves proud, and they're doing their fans proud. I wrote them off before the game. I thought they had no chance of winning this. I realised the quality players they have, but this display is as good as I've seen from Leeds in recent years.
There's a worried man suddenly, Tony Smith, because Leeds are running it at the moment. 2 tries in 3 minutes, and they've hit the front. And Maguire just pumps it over the top, and they'll restart from their own 20-metre line. Warrington, and Leeds will say, come and get us if you can.
Yeah, he won't be too concerned with Brian McDermott, because he knows that the defence, for most part in this night, has been so solid. They've worked as a unit. It has been a classic game.
And when you think about it, you know, in 2011, Brian McDermott has taken such a lot of aggravation. He got them to Wembley, and here they are now, just 16.5 minutes away from an Old Trafford Grand Final.
Well, if they were going to get to the Grand Final, they needed some players not to just have season-best performances, but almost career-best. And I don't know whether Danny Buderis has ever played as well, certainly for Leeds, maybe even his Australian career. 10 years ago, he featured in an Australian Grand Final, and if he continues the way he is, he's got a chance of doing it over here.
Oh, Westwood with a golden opportunity has knocked on. They had the overlap as well. He was looking to offload, just couldn't keep control of it.
Whoa. Bailey for the Rhinos. There's Ben Westwood. Off the bench. He's missed the Huddersfield game a fortnight ago. It's a wee while since he played. But you mentioned Danny Buderis and his grand final, Phil, 10 years ago. That was with the Newcastle Knights against Parramatta. He won on that occasion. Oh, how did Clarkson...
No, as a forward, and well spotted by the touch judge on the short side.
He's actually called this as a knock-on.
But it's definitely forward, Eddie.
There's the knock-on.
Yeah.
Yep. He's got it right. You know, they've got to cut these errors out. You would say Gully Clarkson needed to hold on to that ball. He should have done. Kevin Sinfield gave him every chance. But they got to cut these errors out. While we're getting carried away and we're praising the Leeds performance, let's remember who they're up against. They're up against the league leaders. They're up against a team who scored over 1,000 points this season and who I think have got more points in this game. Leeds, cut out the errors and continue to defend like you have for 64 minutes.
I'm with you, Brian, and also the man we've been praising, Danny Buderis. They've had a great game, hasn't he? But Michael Monaghan still holds the key for me. He knows he can put them around this park. He hasn't done much running from dummy half himself. He's been offloading, but if he gets the chance anywhere near the line, he'll go for it.
Myler finds Atkins, and Atkins has the strength to stand, but he gets tackled to the floor by Jamie Jones-Buchanan. Here's Monaghan again. He'll go up the middle with Monaghan. He's not tackled, and he gets the ball away to Myler. And Myler stabs it in. Was that the right decision? Well, they're going to get another set of 6, and maybe it was.
Got away with it. He knows the time
is building.
Yeah, time's ticking away. But Leeds cannot afford just to rest on this lead. They also realise what quality the Warrington Wolves have in their side. Good positioning though, wasn't he? Got back in time. And Ben Jones-Bishop knows it's going to be a tough few minutes away to the Hota.
No one's ever made it to Old Trafford from 5th. That's where Leeds are trying to come, but of course it's happened in Australia, hasn't it, this year? The New Zealand Warriors, they were 6th after the weekly rounds. They play Manly on Sunday in the NRL Grand Final. You can see it live on Sky Sports. You'll see the big one, the Engage Super League Grand Final, live on Sky Sports next Saturday. And are Leeds suddenly the favourites to get there?
Oh, it's dropped it.
He's lost the ball as Morley.
Do you not think that was a high tackle?
Looked it.
He's knocked it down. I cannot believe it.
Yeah, but it was the first knock-on, there was no advantage.
Yeah, but I can't believe it. He wanted to get on with it. Well, Bailey.
Oh, he's given head and feet to Warrington here. He
Bailey.
has to, because he's played the ball.
Smith, eh?
It's the right call. Once you go to play the ball, she's all back on again. Steve Ganson's got that one right on that occasion.
Come on.
He just asked for an assistance then. Maybe he heard Steve-O saying he'd played the first one.
I doubt it. He's got enough on his plate out there as the official.
No, he doesn't need to listen to us, does he?
Sure.
Pressure again for Leeds. They need to defend this again. They need to show enthusiasm in defence.
Well, since the opening to this match, there has been the sniff of an upset. But that's another offload, and that's touched. That's going to be 6 to go.
It should be. No, he says. Well, it appeared to be a touch by a Leeds player.
Definitely.
Either way, Carvel carting it through.
Solomona's lurking dangerously on that far side of the field. They've come this side, though.
They have with Monaghan. He stabs the kick in. It was a nothing kick, and Hardaker picks it up.
Well, it was a quick play the ball, and to be fair, Leeds were very slow to get themselves marked up.
Oh, Adrian Morley.
He nearly
Them into tomorrow.
There was the knock-on.
There's no knock on here. There's no knock on here.
Well, Morley's got the big hit.
He said he's not tackled.
It should be a penalty.
He said he's not tackled.
Well, it's a penalty.
It's a penalty. It's not a scrum down. But, well, the ball carrying arm doesn't hit the deck. Morley says should have touched it. Luckily, he didn't. Boy, controversy late in this match.
Here's Riley. Riley gets away from one, but 2 reinforcements come in. Jamie Jones-Buchanan, Danny Badiris, Michael Monaghan. Here's Carvel. Gets the offload into Breers. Anderson back to Breers. And Breers directing the traffic.
Super defence there. Collective, kept in a line to the Rhinos, didn't panic.
Monaghan with a run. Monaghan couldn't get the pass away. Badiris saw to that. We'll play it here to John Clark. He finds Myler. Myler to King. And King was very big and very strong earlier. They held him out this time. Clark. Monaghan. Here's Breers. Here's Breers. This is Riley. And Riley's second try for Warrington. Chris Riley. Well, I've talked about the fairy tale tonight. He's come back from a lone spell with Harlequins. He's battled his way back into this team, and he has just thrown Warrington the big chance of getting to Old Trafford next Saturday.
And the most important factor, he scores near to the post. That should make it very easy for Chris Bridge. This was the incident. The man was not tackled. It should have been a penalty. Either way, the Wolves got the position and the possession they needed. The wonderful stepping ability from the old stager Lee Breers. Steps him, gets the defence going out onto the left-hand side, back on the inside, and Riley does it again.
And Bridge to level the scores. Listen to the crowd. 24 apiece. Wow. Now, who has the momentum?
Who's got the ability to go for the 1 point? We know that Kevin Sinfield or Danny Maguire, but the master of them all at the 1-pointer has to be Lee Breers. Chris Riley, his heart will be thumping. He knows he's pulled him back all square.
Well, it's like you're all square on the 18th tee of the Ryder Cup, and it's all to be won in the next 10 minutes.
Well, it's a battle of nerves now, Eddie. Leeds will know exactly what's going wrong. They keep coughing up the ball coming off their own line. Mistake on that occasion by Weller Haraki, and Warrington good enough to punish him. Leeds surely have learned the lesson by now. If we make mistakes coming off our line, we'll concede points.
Great chase from the kick-off. No way forward for Carvel. Monaghan to Solomona. Good run from Solomona. Down he goes, that's the second. Centre of the half of the field. Here comes Morley.
Great work from the forwards, setting everything up there. Interesting to see who wants to take this ball now. Will Breers go for the kick? Try to turn the Rhinos around. Try to force the header then.
Monaghan going on his own. They're asking for a penalty for not standing square, the crowd. And he gets that ball away. And is it 6 to go? It is. Here's Carvel.
Jamie Jones-Buchanan got a fingertip to that. Breers is screaming, calm it.
Here's Breers.
He goes to ground. He knows how important it is. Will they go for it? They're going out wide. Will he get a rush towards the sticks?
It's Clark who will play the ball here to Monaghan. They'll come into the centre of the field with Morley. Now then, will they take the chance and go early? Monaghan. No, they'll come this way to Myler. Here is Atkins. Sinfield gets him. King! Now then, is he in? Is he in? And if he is, has it come at a cost? Because King looks like he is injured. And Maguire's saying it might be a double movement. And King gets to his feet and says, nothing wrong with me. I might have scored the try that's dead just ahead again.
Well, it definitely bounces, but has it got momentum? Oh, I think that could be classed as a double movement.
He's short anyway.
He hasn't got it there anyway.
Well, he's looking at it, and
it's short to the whitewash. This is no try.
well, we got a different angle now.
Ian Smith's first decision of the night, and what a time to get it. He's short.
It's no try.
Well, I wonder what Matt King is looking at then. I think Matt King thinks this is on the line.
But he can't propel it forward because it would have been a
No, I
penalty.
understand that. I think he's convinced that when he comes to a stop here at the end, the ball is making contact with the line.
It's a great low tackle by Brent Webb. And Ben Jones-Bishop has got the momentum to stop him from going over and scoring the try.
Well, it seems as though all of the 50-50 decisions have gone in favour of Wolves tonight. You know, we're talking about tactics, you need some luck in sport.
It's not there, it's short.
I think it is on the line. The referee says by the time he got there, it was on the line.
Well, he didn't.
There's consultation taking place, and I think if there'd been a referee asked him, they're going to award this try.
Well, there's no double movement, so if Steve Ganson says it was on the line when he's reached there, and that point, that the ball hasn't moved any further, it's on the line.
It's a big one for Ian Smith.
It's a massive decision for Ian Smith. What's he say? We're a week away, that's all. 8 days. Is this the moment? No! He was short.
Now then, well, is that a...
Well, if Ganson said it was on the line when he got there,
If it's a
isn't that
double movement, that should have been a penalty. If not, oh boy, confusion reigns here. And they'll go back, he'll play the ball.
I think maybe, Phil, Steve Ganson might have said it was shy of the line when he got there.
That's a bit different.
I know.
It's the accent then, maybe
Phil, you've dobbed him in. You've dobbed him in a bit there. And the video ref confirms that the word used was shy.
He's got to go for the 1 point. Where's Breers? He's in a good position.
And here is Lee Breers.
Oh, he's gone for it out wide, and it's a shocker.
It's found its way to Bridge. Here's Riley. Back it comes to Monaghan. He keeps it going to Bridge. Bridge with the chip over the top. He's chasing this himself, Bridge. He flicks it back inside. He was in touch anyway. Oh, I don't know whether we can cope with this, can we? We're going to get golden points here, the way we're going.
I'm still shaking. That was unbelievable. I just cannot believe that Lee Breers opted to... He had his foot on the line. Yeah, he's got it right. It'll be the turnover. It was on the last.
Now Leeds, no mistakes. Bring the ball off your own line. Punch it deep into the corner.
I can't believe, Brian, that Breers did not go for the 1 point.
Well, I think there was a bit of pressure put on him as well, Steve. Oh, this Leeds, you're right, he decided to run at the end, but this Leeds defence, they were rushing up. Maybe Warrington are confident that they've got a try left in them tonight.
Well, I know one thing, the Rhinos, if they get anywhere near 30 metres out, they'll go for it.
Burrow. Back he comes to Webb. They're running it down that left-hand side again. Here's Hardaker, Breers. Is it Hardaker or Clarkson?
Keep coming.
It's Clarkson. Bailey. That's the last. They're on halfway. Oh, penalty! Penalty to Leeds.
Have a kick at goal, Eddie.
No way.
Get it into the corner.
No.
Get it into the corner. Well, it's
Have
a
a goal.
right
Live on your
smile
feet,
by Tony
Brian.
Smith.
Well, who said kick at goal?
I did.
I think you're right.
Well, he want to
6
shoot it
minutes
with
to
a
go.
Well, with
They're
the
gonna have a
kicking
go
tee
at goal.
now,
With a
most
bloke like
kickers-
Sinfield,
Most kickers can kick the ball 50 metres with a kicking
Absolutely.
tee, the height advantage it gives you.
and with a guy like Sinfield, anything's
I
possible.
know he's a tremendously accurate kicker. He's going to have to shoot this out of a cannon.
Yeah, and not only that, he's got to make sure that it goes, even if it misses, it goes over the deading ball goal line, so that they can get the dropout.
Never a doubt in his mind.
No, you're right, and that's the one we've got to go off. Kevin Sinfield's confident
And the thing is, if he does land it, it negates a possible one-pointer up the other end.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's a big if. He's certainly a brilliant kicker. We know how good he is. We know how accurate he is.
Castleford will testify to that.
Well, that's true.
It wasn't from this distance, Mark.
He's going to have to belt the leather off this one, Eddie.
Now then, well, he's capable. Kevin Sinfield, if anyone can, this guy can. He is the greatest kicker in Leeds history. And he's not kicked it. Oh, he's going to get the ball back, though.
Oh, unfortunate. It didn't have the length. It was wide. But they have got the rub of the green. It didn't work for them in the first half.
Was it wide or was it under?
It wasn't wide. I think it's dropped under. It looked to be in the middle of the post.
Oh, just under. It's hit the post, and then Riley has fumbled it over the dead ball line, so Leeds will get this chance.
Trundle down the middle. But Dearest, he's been around long enough to know exactly what it's all about now.
Great run from Jamie Jones-Buchanan.
Where's the next forward? You can see Sinfield saying,
Peacock,
push
here
it
he
down.
comes. Here he comes.
Another one to the left.
Danny Maguire's there, Burrow's there, Sinfield's there. Here's Sinfield, they're not going early. Picked up off the deck by Burrow. Wide by Clarkson, wide to Hall! As he won it with a hat-trick, Ryan Hall, Ian Smith, it's all yours. Ganson's not giving it. He's asking for a possible knock-on from Rob Burrow.
Rob Burrow caught it on the half volley. I remember watching it. I'm going to call it early. Rob Burrow has caught this on the half volley.
I'm with you, Brian. He did not lose it.
I'm going to call it without the benefit of a replay. Kevin Sinfield offloading.
Now then. Oops. Let's see in slow motion. Has he got control there? This is a big call. Over to you, Ian Smith. This could decide who goes to the big one. Is it a fumble or does it take it on the half volley?
I think it's clean looking at that.
Frame by frame.
I think it's a knock-on, Eddie.
Do you?
I think
Frame by frame.
Well, Brian Carney's put his neck on the line.
You know what? I'll stick with it as well.
I think that's
I
clean.
shut my mouth off. I'll stick with it.
I think he's picked it up clean.
I think it's hit the deck first and then got to, but was there a brush of the fingertips? Oh!
Well, this.
I'm shaking like a leaf. Imagine what the video referee, Ian Smith, must be going through now. Well, we soon find out if they go to see whether Mr. Hall has grounded the ball
I think
into the corner.
It'll be Rob Burrow's left hand, is it, Steve-O? To say that makes contact.
Yeah.
If that makes contact first with the ball then hits the ground.
They're not going to look at the court. They're not going to look at the grounding. This is as big as 1999 and Michael Withers in the grand final. Remember that day? Bradford always will. It's no try. And Ryan Hall shakes his head, and Brian McDermott is completely unmoved. What a decision for a video referee 4 minutes of the semi-final to go.
Well, I hope he's got a Centurion tank to go home in tonight, because if it goes, wrap him up, put him a mask on and a wig. Boy,
Well,
what a game, what a game.
Fantastic game, and all the Warrington fans were relieved massively there, each and every one of them, man, woman and child.
Now then, can the Wolves get to a good position? Can they get anywhere near so they can go for the pot of the one-pointer?
3 tackles gone.
Oh, he's lost it. It should be a knock-on. He'll say play on. Leeds have got it. Or have they? No, Warrington. Well, I think he may have lost that ball. Either way.
Well, he's called knocked down by Leeds, so has he wiped the tackle count?
No, he didn't, Eddie. No.
That's never knocked down.
I think he's just lost control of it with the impact.
It's an attempted drop goal there, would you see from Lee Greers?
It was.
Was it?
And I think that's one that smacks a bit of desperation, really. He wasn't really set up for it. It was a long way from it.
This is some of the best sporting entertainment I've seen on television in a long, long time.
Absolutely. Well, they come up with it, don't they, week after week. The playoffs have been a little quiet thus far, but there's nothing quiet about this. And Peacock trundles it forward on tackle number 2.
They won't panic.
Here goes Badiris.
This
He
guy
hangs
won't
on.
either. He knows what it's all about, position. Injury to Rob Barrow in back play. He's receiving treatment.
Now
but it's all about getting one into
Sinfield
it.
is lurking. Sinfield's 40 metres out. It's a really long way out of the charge down. It's picked up by Grits. Oh, he's given a penalty. Ganson's given a penalty.
Hang on, Ganson.
Steve Ganson has given a penalty. Offside against the defenders.
Oh, what a brave man.
Richie Myler.
He's saying Richie Myler was offside.
Well, they're stunned to the
Richie
Warrington
Myler, you've been
players.
called out offside by the touch, should you?
And he was. He's gone early.
Mate, that's the way it is. Okay.
He has gone early and it has been spotted. And I think he's been given the advice by this near touch judge.
He has.
And that is the reason. Do you know Warrington was still carrying on in the play? They didn't realise that Ganson had the arm raised. Yep, he gets out of the blocks far too early. It's picked up by the touch judge here.
Would you go for 2, Steve-O?
Of course I'd go for 2.
Well, Kevin Sinfield's the man for the job, because in the semi-final of the Challenge Cup, it was almost exactly this range, exactly this angle. He kicked it, and Leeds went to Wembley. And I think that if he kicks this, Leeds are going to Old Trafford. The Warrington fans are furious. Lee Breers is heartbroken, and Brian McDermott, well, he's a brave man, he's watching. Sinfield, the greatest kicker in Leeds history. The hero of Headingley.
The crowd have gone absolutely balmy behind the post that Leeds are defending. It is total silence around the other 3 parts of the ground.
Now they got to switch on, Steve-O. There'll be a trick shot coming up here for Warrington to get this ball back.
They've got to go short, and they're doing that.
It's flicked back. Oh, and Atkins delayed, and Sinfield again to the rescue.
What a time for the captain to get the possession. This, it'll be old-fashioned up the jumper time. Don't risk giving a forward pass, don't risk anything.
Well, Warrington will get another chance, but it'll be a brief one. Jamie Jones-Buchanan. Badiris is waving his men forward down this right-hand side.
He's got that experience. He's been absolutely outstanding tonight, as Badiris.
Here's Maguire, pops it up to Haraki. Haraki escapes the net. That's the last tackle.
Get it into touch, get it into touch.
And Sinfield obliges right by the corner post. And Warrington will race to the scrum. They're 30 seconds away from the grand final Leeds.
Now, they always put up the full-back in a straight line, but not on this occasion. Brian McDermott's got to get the message out to Brent Webb. You go back, fella. Don't get on that straight line. He's been told now.
I think I'd throw the ball to Ryan Atkins. More often than not, Eddie's made more breaks for Warrington this season. He's the big, powerful player they've got on this side of the field.
I can't believe they put the full-back Brent Webb in the scrum.
Is the penalty going to win it? Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Monaghan cannot believe it. Breers cannot believe it. Leeds are celebrating. It's their scrum with 15 seconds remaining. And Warrington, they might have won the League Leaders' Shield. They are not going to Old Trafford. It's all over. It's all over, and Leeds are through, and they have created history. The first team from outside the top 3, and there's a nutcase on the field, I'm afraid, having a go at Steve Ganson. And he will be marched away by the stewards. And rightly so. It's a shame, Phil, that the game was won by a penalty, but that's the way it is.
Sport will always have its moments of controversy. There were probably 10 or 15 other ones, weren't there, in the previous 70 minutes before we got to that point. It was a decision by the official, and we have to abide by the rules. I think it was probably the correct one. And ultimately, I think Leeds deserved to win. Their defensive effort throughout this game, to keep the best attacking team for 2011, you know, to less than 30 points.
Here's the penalty. Was he too quick out of the blocks?
Well, Richie Myler's got to him, hasn't it?
Was that Myler who charged it down?
He's a quick player, and the touch judge thinks he was offside.
And from that decision, Sinfield does not make any mistakes. That's the Leeds reaction to the Sinfield penalty, and there's the Warrington reaction to the fact that they are not going to Old Trafford, and they have fallen short at the very last minute. Danny Medeiros is the man of the match for the Leeds Rhinos. Warrington are almost inconsolable, but Medeiros and the Rhinos are off to Old Trafford. Here he is with Rod.
Danny, man of the match, and man of the match going to the grand final as well. 10 years on from the Newcastle Knights. How does it feel?
Well, that's sport. How good is it? This game, the greatest game of all. Come here to this place. It's such a formidable place to come. And the season that we've had, we've got momentum, and you know, that's the best thing about sport. You can have an upset, and just so proud to be about this great blokes.
It was an incredible match from start to finish. Just tell us what it was like to play in, because there's times you looked like you'd won it, lost it, won it again.
Yeah, it was helter-skelter. There wasn't much breaks in it. You know, the referee got put under pressure a lot of times, and so did the players. The players were under pressure, and that's what semi-finals all about. So, you know, we'll go on to next week, and you know, like I said, this is a special club, and it's got every bit of deserving to play in this grand final, and that proud to be a part of it.
It's ended in controversy and a contentious decision. Did you have any view on that?
Which one?
The penalty you kicked at the end.
Oh, well, you know, Rob Burrow, that could have been a try. There were so many, and that's the part of the game. It all evens out in the wash, and you know, hopefully we'll better the team on the day.
Well, it looked like you were out of it completely, but you've made it through, and there's £100 for the charity of your choice. So where will that go for us, Stanley?
Yeah, sorry about mumbling. I got just so excited. The benevolent fund, I guess. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Danny. Well played.
Thanks, guys.
Trafford, so too are the Leeds Rhinos. The most incredible match we have seen here. And Brian McDermott and Tony Smith, great friends off the field, and they shake hands and embrace. And you have to give it to Brian McDermott, because he's had to face up to some adversity this year. I remember when we were at Headingley and we put him on his face on the big screen, the fans were actually booing him.
They wanted him out. It was as simple as that. There was rumours going around that the players didn't get on with him. It was all a load of rubbish, and they have dug deep, and they fully deserve their victory. They really have. It's probably the best defensive effort I've seen from a Leeds outfit for many, many a season. And
Incredible.
A couple of seasons back, you know, they went to grand final, won the trophy and everything, but they had to dig deep. They knew how good this Warrington outfit was.
And there's the skipper, and he kicked the goal. The greatest goal kicker in Leeds history has done it again. Rod.
Kevin, well done. Congratulations on another grand final. There's been a lot of doubters criticising Leeds this year. You've been told to turn around now and say, where are the doubters now, wouldn't you?
Our job's not finished yet, is it? Well, I'm really proud of the guys today, what they did. Danny Medeiros outstanding. But I'd like to pay credit to our head coach. He's got some flack all year, and he knew what were coming. And look, we're 80 minutes away now, and you know, we've got to go there next week full of confidence, and we're looking forward to it.
I know you practice meticulously, and that penalty you would expect to knock over probably 95 times out of 100, but not under that kind of pressure. Just talk us what that was like, trying to knock over that penalty to reach the grand final.
They're the moments you dream of as a kicker. I think, you know, to win games is, you know, thankfully I have the job. I really enjoy doing it. So, you know, to come here tonight against a great side who play the right way, who throw the ball about and ask questions, and who are great blokes off the field, to come here and get a win over the guys who won league leaders is a big one for us.
Yeah, and the opposition have congratulated you genuinely, and there's been mutual respect out there. It was a phenomenally ferocious game, wasn't it?
Yeah, there was some intensity. You know, I remember thinking about 30 minutes in, this is like a grand final, and I think it had everything. I think, you know, the playoffs, you know, came alive tonight with that game, and I'm sure it will continue tomorrow. Just really delighted to be going back.
Well done. Yeah, well done, Kevin. It'll be the Saints again or Wigan. So well done, and we'll see you next week at the grand final. Congratulations.
Cheers.
Well, Kevin Sinfield knows it will be either St Helens or Wigan, and if it's Wigan, of course, it gives them a little bit of hope to avenge what happened at Wembley. It's a bitter pill, this, for Tony Smith to swallow, because they've led the way all year. They've ended up on top of the table, and when it mattered tonight, they came up short, and they chose Leeds.
Well, you just interviewed a champion player, and he led a champion team tonight. That was... I run out of superlatives to describe that Leeds performance. What a difficult place to come. What a difficult team to come and play against. I'll put my hand up, I gave them no chance before the game. Again, crediting the players that they had. That is as good a display as I've seen in Super League in a long, long time. Forget about igniting the playoffs. They've done Super League proud tonight on the television. It was incredible. And they put themselves under pressure. They made mistakes. They didn't play the perfect game. But as Steve-O mentioned, they defended stoutly throughout that 80 minutes. And they kept... Look at that. Look what it means to those players. That's
well,
what you
delighted.
Danny Medeiros is one of the most experienced players in Super League. He's lost for words at the end of that game. That's how much it means to these players.
And even Ali Lauatiti was the 18th man tonight. He's involved in the celebrations. I mean, it was courageous. It started really well for them. We said, didn't we, as Warrington kicked off, look out, because here comes the first big challenge. The first big challenge tonight did not happen.
I think you're right, Ed, and I think that this Warrington outfit will reflect on that opening 10 minutes. We knew that they were nervous right from the kickoff. You know, they came up with errors, tried to keep the ball away, and you can't afford to do that. Gave them the opportunity. They really had that chance, and then Leeds, after the first 10, 15 minutes, thought, hang on, they are nervous, and you could sense it. And I think, I mean, there was only 6 points between them all the way through. Absolutely fantastic, as Brian said, one of the greatest games that I've seen, especially this season. Absolutely outstanding. And to see two wonderful hookers going hammer and tong, they were outstanding. Michael Monaghan, Danny Medeiros, just superb.
Matt King's final match, of course, for the Warrington Wolves now, as it turns out. Same for Louis Anderson and John Clark. It's a shame it was won on a penalty. The penalty was 100% correct. Let's take nothing away from the touch judge or the referee for the bravery in giving it, but wouldn't it have been lovely to go to the golden point?
Well, it might have been, but, you know, whether they scored a controversial try or a penalty, I think at the end of the day, after the end of the 80 minutes, Leeds deserve that victory. I'm convinced of that. Warrington did not play well enough tonight. They didn't play anything close to what they're capable of doing. And Leeds, I will give all the credit to Leeds. They deserve all the credit tonight. Look, there wasn't much in it in the end. It was only a penalty. That's testament to what a good side Warrington are. But that Leeds outfit, when you have Rob Burrow coming off the bench, complimenting Danny Maguire and Kevin Sinfield, they're an outstanding outfit.
We'll hear from John Wells, by the way, if you press those red buttons now, because that's coming up, the Super League extra time. And look what we have for you tomorrow. Leeds are there, and they're just waiting to find out who they'll face. It's Saints Wigan, 5:30 HD1 tomorrow. Then Sunday, a day of grand finals. The NRL grand final, Manly against the Warriors. They've made it from 6th. Leeds have made it from 5th, 7 a.m. HD2. And in the afternoon, we're back here at Warrington for the Championship Grand Finals day. Workington Keighley will be followed by Featherstone and Sheffield. Sky Sports 3 at 1:25. And who's going to be there? Leeds already there. Saints or Wigan to join them. And it's Saturday week at 5 o'clock in HD and Sky 3D. Breathless. We've only got another half hour to do, chaps. So stick around and press those red buttons now. We'll have all the reaction from this. Looking for the one, and it's Hamlet! And Hamlet has scored the first try for Leeds!
Watch all